Black Dragons MXP San Francisco Modern 20K. I'm Tanner Grace, and we're joined today by Noah Walker. Noah, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, Dan, and good to see you, my man. Yeah, I'm excited to cover some modern with you today.
Yeah, it's been a long time. You and I go quite back in Magic, so it's nice to cover this with you today. Our broadcast today is going to be sponsored by Heavy Sport, and I think we're not going to be wasting much time. We're going to be getting right into this, but this, like I said, is a Modern 20K, and these players are going today, and the newest set out function is legal today, so maybe a few cards are going to make splash appearance here this weekend. There's been some rumblings of some of the new stuff going around. Some of the Magic Online results have come in, and we've seen, like Slick Shot has been a pretty big and impactful card so far. So I'm hoping to see some of those new cards make an impact today.
Definitely, it's super exciting to be able to cover one of the first live tournaments with the new set legal. So I'm excited to see how much of an impact these new Outlaws cards make.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to get a chance to possibly see one here. John Ashley is playing Izzet Prowess. His opponent, Benjamin Tucker, is playing Mono Black Scam. Looks like we're going to join the game in progress here. It looks like we're going over to turn two from Benjamin Tucker, who seems to have kept a card on top of his deck with a uh, with a surveil land there on turn one. So maybe something that he wanted to keep in this matchup. Maybe something like a removal spell or something to keep some of these creatures at bay. But like we're talking about, it says Izzet Prowess. This one also has a stomping ground in play, so maybe a little bit of the green splash that we've seen as well here. It looks like John is going to go off an expressive iteration with a Dragon Rage Chandler in play. Nice response here from Benjamin Tucker. It looks like an Orcish Bowmaster is going to be able to pick off that Dragon Rage Chandler. This card can go a long way in this matchup, Noah.
Yeah, basically the perfect card for Benjamin to have here to stop John from kind of getting anything going on these first couple turns. It was looking kind of not the greatest for for Benjamin and his mono black scam deck, like not having anything going in the first couple turns. John, you know, having the Dragon's Rage Channeler into the expressive iteration, but uh the Bowmasters puts it right back to parity though for sure.
It looks like John is going to have an answer for that Bowmaster in the form of a Lava Dart. Lava Dart means you really, really want it here in the Izzet Prowess decks. A spell that for one red mana can be cast twice. Has flashback, sacrifice a mountain, can really get stuff going there. Like you said, Wish Bowmaster is too much of a real threat in this matchup. And is this kind of what the Mark to be trying to short state here these turns?
Yeah, definitely, that's basically what you can do. For Benjamin, he has some options, like grief scamming and stuff, but other than that, like John's hand is only going to be so important in this matchup. It's like the board that you kind of have to keep under wraps. So as much as he can, as for Benjamin, as much as he can keep John's board under control, that's going to be way better for him.
Yeah, it was all main phase Bowmaster there going ahead and making that Orc army up to a 2 power here, getting John down to 15. Going to try to finish the game off. There is that Lava Dart still in the graveyard that can take care of this Bowmaster here. We'll see if John wants to give up a Mountain Fort here, if he wants to maybe use a card from his hand. Go ahead and crack a Scalding Tarn here. Going to go back into his deck. See what he gets. I wonder if he's getting a basic. He's taking this long. Yeah, it looks like it's just going to Mountain. Develop the Soul Scar Mage here this turn as well for these Prowess decks. One of the most important things to this deck, like you said, just making sure it can keep some of its creatures in play. Even just one creature is a huge threat for this deck here. But he's going to pass over to Benjamin here. What does our Mono Black Scam player have for us? And turn 4, looks like he's going to make a quick play. This looks like this is going to be Liliana of the Veil, a card that we've seen back into Modern quite a bit here in the last few months. It kind of fell off the radar, but with this Mono Black deck becoming a lot more popular and some of these creatures that have been very good here in Modern, this card is making quite a comeback.
Yeah, I mean, it seems quite good for Benjamin as well. You can see John's hand. So, yeah, for Benjamin, having like non-targeted removal is quite good.
Yeah, like you said, Liliana Veil, really, really nice, clean answer for him there. And yeah, very unfortunate. Apostle's Blessing in John's hand. Usually really good in this kind of matchup, the one where, you're trying to trade 1-for-1 on the creatures a lot from the mono black side, but Liliana Veil getting around it quite a bit. And who's the aggro deck here now? Benjamin continuing to attack down. Look, there's one of those new cards we were talking about. No, we're going to see our first attempt at this. Here's the Slick Shot. It's going to get in play. That looks like a preordained. This is on the stack. It's going to get pumped up. Looks like Lava Dart as well is going to get flashed back. Looks like not dead after all is going to keep the Ogre's back
Oh,
Bowmaster around in play. That's a huge
wow.
play. So we have another response here to the Lava Dart. Looks like we're going to respond to our own spell time and time again here. Does John? John does have a lightning bolt behind this.
I mean, that is quite good for John, honestly. The being able to clear out the Orcish Bowmasters, actually get some value out of these Preordains and stuff, exactly what he's looking for. Ooh, seeing another Preordain and a Lava Dart off of this Preordain is absolutely perfect as well.
Yeah, talk about what you're looking for here. He's going to be able to preordain into that Lava Dart next turn if he wants it. If this Slick Shot sticks around, this might be a whole enough damage to kill Benjamin over the next 2 turns and be able to
Yeah,
maybe
what
ignore this Liliana.
I think it is, right? It's 7 here, and then next turn it's like at least 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, the dart is 2, then
Yeah,
it's actually 6, right?
yeah,
So Lava Dart is
exactly.
1 red mana, plus 6 damage. It's pretty efficient.
And the Preordain is 2 more. So you just like if you're John, you just need to find like maybe one or two more spells, and the game could just be over right here.
Yeah, and Benjamin's going to be trying to find some spells. It looks like a Sign in Blood targeting himself going down to 9 here. I think this signals to me that he doesn't
Ooh,
have a way to answer this Slick Shot right away.
dang. Sign in Blood. That is an OG card right there. You love to see that.
And Liliana's going to tick up. It's going to get a card out of John's hand and a Overgrown Tomb out of Benjamin's. I'm going to go ahead and serve over with a Ogre's Army. They're not blocking. This Slick Shot has flying as well.
So I am a little surprised to see John discarding this Lava Dart, even though the Lava Dart isn't exactly like the most impactful thing ever. Uh, I think he ended up keeping an Apostle's Blessing in his hand instead. And if he was tapped out on his prior turn, so I don't think he even really would have an option to have an answer, or sorry, to be able to use the Apostle's Blessing if Benjamin did have an answer. So I think it was like a little bit of a misstep, kind of playing like you know almost too carefully, or like trying to play too carefully, keeping protection for this Slick Shot show off, as opposed to just trying to max out on spell and try to find lethal here. But it looks like he might have found lethal
It looks like no
anyways.
lethal anyway. Mishra's Bobble is a nice little trigger. The Lava Dart's going to come back, target Benjamin. It's going to go ahead and attack the Slick Shot, and that's more than enough to get us through game 1. Look, no, we're prophetic. We talked about, I think this is going to be the card from Thunder Junction that's going to show up the most right away, and we got it in game 1, and boy, did it look good.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Tannen, that was super impressive, super impressive. Um, it's just like it seems like the new prowess payoff. Like it's just so much more than just getting +1/+1 for each spell is having all your spells be 2, especially when you have cards that you can flashback like Lava Dart. So really impressive showing there for Slick Shot show off.
Yeah, the more, I mean, I love this card, and I saw it in the spoiler. I talked about it a lot myself. I think it's very good. The ability to plot as well. For everybody at home, if you haven't, played a plot yet, the card has an ability where you pay 1 in a red, and you can you can actually just put it face up into the like into another zone in the game, kind of like a companionish type zone or a commander type zone, and you can play it on a later turn for free. And one of the reasonings behind that is the fact that why you would do that in this deck is, like you said, you want to protect it, right? You want one of these creatures to sit around, and you can kind of pay for it on turn 2, and then on turn 3, play it, and then you have like Apostle's Blessing plus all these spells behind it to possibly either one shot or two shot your opponent over the next couple turns. Or, as we saw in that game from John on turn 4, perfectly fine to cast it for 2 mana. It's got flying and haste, and then you can play a bunch of spells that turn as well. So it gets you coming and going. It gets it both ways with the card here, and does a lot of really cool stuff. And yeah, I don't know what else to say besides exactly what you said. I'm just super impressed by this card. I think we're going to see it everywhere.
Yeah, definitely seems like a really big push to any sort of red prowess stack that you're looking to play in modern. So I definitely agree with you there, Tanner. It looks super strong.
Yep, and Benjamin's going to be on the play here this game. That's a small win already for him. Just being able to be up a mana in this matchup, I think, is going to be good. Plus, hopefully, finding some answers to John's early threats. I got a small peek at Benjamin's hand just for a second, and I saw grief in it. So maybe we'll see Benjamin's deck do its thing this game, since we saw John kind of do his thing last game. Hopefully, for Benjamin, he can even this up. And we'll have to see. But yeah, we're gonna get a good. Oh yeah, he's got grief scam on turn 1 here. So We'll see what this Izzet Prowess deck is going to be able to do when the other deck across from it does its thing.
It also seems like John took a mulligan, so it's. Oh wait, no, maybe he didn't.
Yeah, I think he just took a little bit longer to shuffle up. But both players look to have
Oh.
very strong openers here, Noah.
Yeah, pitching a Thoughtseize to agree. Like if you're John, you can't be feeling the greatest about that. You're like, I guess I'm
You,
just getting not
yeah,
dead after all here.
yeah, I think you know what's coming, right?
Yeah.
And so Benjamin's going to take his time here and be like, all right, what two cards do I want from your hand here? It looks like he's going to go after the Soul Scar Mage with the first one. And then I think that was the Slick Shot with the second one.
Yeah.
John has one drop still left over in spades. Not a lot of spells behind it, though, here.
Yeah.
Looks like,
Yeah.
good.
No, sorry. I was gonna say definitely seems like Benjamin took like the cards that I would identify as like two of the strongest cards in hand. I'm a little bit surprised to see this Soul Scar as opposed to like the Monastery Strip Spear. In my mind, they're like basically identical cards. Just one of them has haste. Um, wait, did John draw?
Yeah, I'm wondering if, yeah,
Huh?
I missed it. I
No,
looked away for just a
no
moment.
way. Because like, oh wait, I don't. Maybe he didn't have the lightning bolt in hand. Actually, I think he
No,
just drew the lightning bolt. So that
yeah,
makes
it
sense
looks like that.
actually.
And is this a Tiny Bones that got into play here for Benjamin?
I think it might be.
I was gonna say that's gonna
Oh
cause
yeah, he
all
did.
of us to get a little bit of a read in here. One of the new cards from Thunder Junction as well. Look, we're getting the full plate here from
Yeah,
Thunder
yeah.
Junction.
He does have 4 copies of Tiny Bones in his deck, though.
Yeah, as you see, Tiny Bones one of the ones in this matchup that should this actually get in and hit could be pretty impactful. Not only that, but he does have Death Touch as well, Noah. So this is a blocker that can block anything from the Izzet Prowess deck and trade over. The only thing is, there's a lot of evasion in the Izzet Prowess deck as well. It looks like, speaking of that, there's going to be a trade off here from John.
It's looking like yeah, this Tiny Bones is given like it's given like the graveyard Ragavan.
I was gonna say Graveyard Ragavan. I kind of like the I like that. I haven't heard it that way yet.
Except for you can kind of just keep doing it where it doesn't exile it. No.
I'd have to read the card again. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
These
it says when
trading
Tiny Bones
cards.
when it deals common damage to a player, you can cast a non-land permanent card from their graveyard,
Yeah, I guess
and
it's a
mana of
sorcery
any
instant.
type.
Yeah, you can keep going. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, let's see. John had a lot of creatures here this game. It looks like he's got even more left over. Monster Swift Spear. He's going to come across for two off that trigger of Mishra's Bauble here. Looks like a passover, but both these players operating on pretty low resources here at this time. But Benjamin has done what he's needed to do in this matchup so far, and that's just control the board as much as possible. So we're gonna have a clean to dust, hit the lightning bolt out of John's deck graveyard here.
Kalina is kind of a spicy one in this matchup. Just being able to like answer some random, you know, lava darts or whatever from the graveyard, or like make John use a lava dart and then maybe gain some life on like a later turn. I really like the cling to dust bring in here from Benjamin.
Yeah, definitely something that can be impactful as well. Like you were talking about, gaining some life, drawing an extra card could be really important as the game goes on. Benjamin had a 2 mana removal spell in his hand here, but it looks like he's going to sit back. He's at 20, so his life total not exactly, super threatened right now. It looks like he's got a Bowmasters as well in his hand, so a few things to do here. And it does look like that's sorry, maybe it was a fatal push that I missaw there. And this Apostle's Blessing might finally get cast here in this matchup. Let's see. It does look like there's going to be a Apostle's Blessing. It's going to give protection from black to this Monastery Swift Spirit. That's going to come across for here. So Benjamin's still at a high life total, only going down to 18 here, I believe.
Yeah, I definitely think that as this game progresses, it's a little bit harder for John to just run away with the game. Benjamin is just really looking for these later games where he's not just dead by turn 4 or 5. So it's going to be a tough one, I think, for John from here on out. Unless he has like a really good string of draws, especially giving mind to this cling to dust. Like I think just gaining life with cling to dust one time changes John's clock so drastically, and the cards in John's deck don't really like profitably like interact with Benjamin's deck when his life total is so high. So
Yeah, he maybe a couple preordains into expressive iterations off the top. And did I look at that? No, I called the top
oh,
card. This
gas
was one of the best
division.
draws. Yeah, this is one of the best draws possible for John here, I believe.
Looks like that's a breach as well. Yeah, I mean he's cooking now.
I'll say
Oh
it looks
wait,
like that breach is going into hand too as well. Noah, that can put a
yeah,
very powerful turn into play.
yeah, that card is quite
Go to his
good.
next turn. Looks like a lightning bolt's going to get exiled here this turn and cast. Yep, lightning bolt to the face, put you down to 12. Two triggers on the monastery Swiss Spear. That's going to put you down to 10. And look, we were talking about this that Benjamin was in a pretty good spot and John was going to struggle from here, but that was the perfect top deck for him.
Totally. And I mean, and luckily for John, like Benjamin didn't have all that much going on in his hand. I think it's just a Griffin and Bowmasters. So he can't really interact too well with the board as is. So things are getting scary now.
All right, here we go. Underworld Breach. So first trigger here. Looks like a Mishra's Bauble is going to come up. We're going to pay the cost, remove 3 cards here. So a couple of creatures and some lands, things that aren't relevant in the graveyard. So that's going to be the second. We're going to use the Bauble, draw a card here. I have a feeling we're going to see this Bauble again, possibly this turn. Yep, here we go. Bauble again. Third trigger on the Monastery Swift Spear. He's going to look at his own top card, knows what he's going to draw here the next turn. I was going to say, is there a line for lethal here? I was going to say, we have a Lava Dart. So Lava Dart is 4 damage. That'd be 7, 8. I think he's a tiny bit short here, but it's very close. Yeah, it doesn't look like he's going to move all in here.
I'm surprised he did. I think maybe his other card is Bolt. No, I think
Yeah, his
maybe he
other
could
card is Bolt.
Bolt.
Yeah.
He could Bolt. I guess maybe he's worried that maybe Benjamin is just like has the removal spell and is waiting till the last moment. But now John is like a little short on lethal though, right? Because he just has 5 damage worth of burn in his hand. Um,
Yep, he's got 2 Bauble triggers coming here, too. The Underworld Breach is going to go away. Looks like end of turn, Benjamin's going to flash into Orcish Bowmaster. Deal John a point of damage, but you get 2 blockers here this turn, which pretty important to have that happen. I think there was 2 Bauble triggers, right? Yeah, there's 1, and there's 2. I think they're talking about the timing of the Bowmasters here, and if this gets bigger or not. So there we go. Looks like the triggers from the Bowmaster are going to go after the Monastery Swift Spear. There's the bolt up to Benjamin. I think the Swift Spear was gigantic anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered. But
yeah, you can't really kill the Swift Spear.
oh, I say maybe this was the upkeep here for Benjamin. Okay, it wasn't in turn. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. It was upkeep with the triggers from the bauble in the stack. Yeah, sorry about that. Let's say wrong one there. Looks like so to go ahead, Benjamin's going to deploy another creature to play here, get 3 blockers, but that's not going to be enough. There's a bolt left over for John Ashley, and that's going to end the game here. Benjamin Tucker is going to go ahead and concede the game here to Izzet Prowess from John Ashley. And look, I know we talked about it a lot, but this Slick Shot card looks pretty good. No, I think the hype is real.
Yeah, look quite strong. The Blue Red Prowess deck just looked pretty clean in general. Like very like it seems like that was the kind of the perfect card for the deck, if that makes sense. Like I don't think that there were any 2-drop creatures in Modern before for these blue red decks that like really felt impactful. Like you could play Sprite Dragon like maybe, and like it was probably okay, but the incremental value that you're getting from a card like Sprite Dragon is like so much lower than the explosivity from the slingshot. So I mean, it seems like if already has found its a perfect home, and it looked really good there.
Yeah, I think you put it perfectly there. We've seen 2 drops make its way into this deck, but like none of them have been. You're not scared of them. You've been scared of the 1 drops in the past. Dragon Rage Chandler, Soulscar Mage. Those are the types that like would really kill you and just do a ton of damage. And then the 2 drops are kind of for show. And now you're scared of everything. The 2 drops are so good and so impactful.
Totally.
Looks like we're going to be taking a little bit of a break here, and we'll be back as soon as possible with more Magic. So don't go anywhere.